Okay, now I got you.
Okay, under control.
Yes. Cool.
Making it up as we go along as various technologies explode. I really like the fact that there are a lot of different people who use different approaches and different methods of getting the ideas of self-ownership out there. To me, self-ownership is sort of the underlying principle, and the non-aggression principle is just sort of an elaboration on that, and so is the principle of self-defense, and so is the principle of a stateless society, and all that. But I like having it explained in a million different ways by a million different people. And I love that there are people out there who are more sort of open and gentle and inviting, and mostly what I do is more confrontational and argumentative. And I think partly that may be because that's what would have worked on me, and kind of what did work on me. Like the people who like to get into intellectual debates, and so I don't think there's a right way and a wrong way. I'm not at all saying everyone should do it the way I do it, because the way I do it will resonate with some people, and with other people it will just scare them away. And so I like the fact that there are people out there who do it in the sort of personal, inviting way, and I do it in a way where I don't care if people like me or approve of me. They can scream at me and hate me and run away. If I manage to stick something in their head that goes with them when they run away from me, that's what I care about. Because often, once you get that seed in your head that something's wrong with your own belief system, which is what I went through myself, and you can't shake it, eventually you're going to think about it. And I became an anarchist completely by accident, just by sorting out contradictions inside my own head. And so if I can get somebody to notice those contradictions, it doesn't have to be like, well, I believe A and you believe B and let's scream at each other for a while. If I can demonstrate that somebody's own belief system doesn't add up, it doesn't even match what they believe. Never mind what I believe. Because that was true of me when I was a statist, and now I understand that that's true of everybody who's a statist. Their beliefs don't match themselves. And there are ways to bring that out in discussion, whether it's, gently and slowly and patiently, or just, head-on-head argumentation. But one of the things that's been so difficult to achieve, and I really hope this good anarchist, bad anarchist thing will do it, is to be able to get useful public discussions between voluntarists and statists that other people can watch. Because even just, when you're talking one-on-one with somebody, they sort of feel like they're on the defensive if they don't agree with you. They're in argument mode. But a lot of times the people who are just watching get just as much out of it, because they don't feel like they're on the spot. They don't feel like they have to come up with answers or any of that. They're just sort of watching, but they still go, yeah, I guess that does sort of make sense. And so what I would like to do in future episodes, this one is just kind of an introduction to the idea and to both of us, to Adam and myself, in case any of you don't know either one of us. What I would like to do is have a forum where voluntarists out there can invite statists they know, preferably ones who can sort of form a thought and are fairly rational and are capable of having, somewhat reasonable discussions, invite them to come on the show. And I can put myself on enough of a leash to be nice enough. Adam doesn't need a leash, he's just naturally nice. So that we can have a discussion, not just to benefit that person, because that, one-on-one, there's, 8 billion statists, that would take a while, but to have other people be able to see the back and forth of the discussions and watch other people go through examining their own indoctrinated beliefs, because like Adam said, it's completely indoctrinated. I believed in the mythological deity called government because I was taught it was real. I didn't come up with that on my own. Nobody comes up with that on it. Nobody sits around and thinks, I think the best way to arrange things is give some people permission to violently dominate the rest of us. Nobody in a million years would come up with that on their own, which is why it takes years and years of indoctrination. And so it really is a deprogramming process. And sometimes people being able to watch somebody else go through the process, it makes it more comfortable and easy to watch when somebody else is the one on the spot. But again, I think we can both be nice. Well, I know Adam can be nice enough. I think I could be nice enough too, to have a series of discussions with statists that, you know, you, the viewer, can nominate, or whatever you want to call it, to be on the show, to have a back and forth and a discussion, and ask questions or answer questions or whatever, to get the ideas out there. And so that's the main thing I hope this, you know, future episodes of Good Anarchist, Bad Anarchist will do, is make a discussion that the rest of the world can relate to. And part of that challenge is making, you know, if the average person, the average statist out there, watch a discussion between a bunch of anarchists nitpicking over some, you know, obscure technical economics detail, they're like, well, I don't even know what you're talking about. So I want to make it into a discussion where the words we use and the terms we use are what everybody understands, and doesn't get bogged down in bickering over minutia and stuff. But so it's in a way that everyone can relate to. So it's you know, a one-on-one discussion is really useful, but it's even more useful if it's a one-on-one discussion in front of however many hundreds or thousands or millions of people who can learn from it. So that's kind of my goal for what I hope this thing will accomplish. So that's my blurb.
All right, great. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Larken. I'm sorry again for the technology issues, but we're excited to do this again very soon. So we'll let you know when the next one is. And if here in the this video is going to stay live and on my page, you know, going forward. So please, love to hear your nominations from any of your friends who resist this information, or, you know, you'd love to get them in front of Larken and I, and we'll make it happen. So have a great night, and thanks so much.